Diana McAlintle.
And I'm Nick Wagner. As you are preparing for the upcoming institute or workshop on the catechumenate, we think it's important that all of us kind of grasp and understand 6 core principles that we find in the order of Christian initiation of adults.
So open up your ritual texts to paragraphs 4 and 5.
You'll see there, beginning at paragraph 4, the first principle is this is a process that takes place step by step. Now, what we mean by that step by step is that it's a gradual process in everyone's life, everyone's journey led by the Holy Spirit is going to happen at a pace that accommodates their own conversion process. And that's going to be different for everybody, but we know that for everyone, it's going to be step by step, a gradual process, and we have to attend to the pace of the Holy Spirit and not our predetermined timelines that we've set out before we even meet the seekers.
Paragraph 4 continues that step-by-step process takes place in the midst of the community of the faithful. That's the second principle. Oftentimes we think of the catechumenate process as something that happens in a classroom or in a weekly meeting, but really the ritual is telling us that this takes place in the life of the community. So we have to look at how are we embedding our catechumens and candidates into that life of the community where they live and act on their faith and embody their faith in their daily life.
The third principle tells us that the way that we do this, the meat or the content of this journey is reflecting on the value of the paschal mystery. Now, that phrase paschal mystery, that's not always clear to the folks who are seeking. When you and I hear that phrase, we automatically think of something like the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. And that's true, but that language often does not have very much meaning for folks that are not familiar with Christianity or with Catholicism. And so the way we help them reflect on the value of the paschal mystery in their lives is we have to tell our own paschal mystery stories. We have to tell stories in language that they understand about the times that we have been dying and the times that the Holy Spirit has risen us, has raised us up.
And that paschal mystery principle then leads to the next principle of conversion, where the community with the catechumens and candidates are renewing their own conversion. And we think of conversion sometimes in this process as calendared. There's a schedule of conversion, but the ritual gives us markers of conversion, visible signs that the Holy Spirit is at work in the lives of our catechumens. So we have to attend and be watchful for those signs of conversion in the lives of the people right in front of us.
The next principle we find at the beginning of paragraph 5, which says that the order of initiation is suited to a spiritual journey of adults. Now, what do we mean by an adult? An adult is someone who can make choices, who knows the difference between right and wrong, who can believe in Jesus even when it's difficult. And this applies sometimes to even very young children. And so we say that for the purposes of initiation, children who have reached the age of reason or catechetical age, who can make these adult decisions and adult commitments, they're also subjects of this rite. So we're always looking for kind of an adult process here and not something that's just spoon-fed to people, but where they really have to make decisions for faith.
And the last principle of the catechumenate is that the spiritual journey varies for each individual. And it varies not only because of our human circumstances, but also because of God's grace. God gives each individual the grace that that person needs for that specific moment. And so we have to attend to the various needs of each person and move away from our one-size-fits-all mentality.
So to recap, there are 6 core principles upon which the entire journey of initiation is based. The first is that the journey of faith is always a gradual process. It takes place step by step. And that process, the second principle, takes place in the midst of the people of God, in the midst of the community.
The third principle is that this is focused on the value of the paschal mystery, which leads to the fourth principle, where we renew our conversion.
Principle number 5 is that the order of initiation is suited to a spiritual journey of adults. And principle number 6 is that that spiritual journey varies according to the many, many forms of God's grace and the needs of the particular individual right in front of us.
So hopefully these 6 principles will help you prepare for what you're about to learn together in your next catechumenate workshop or institute. My name is Diana McAlintoe.
And I'm Nick Wagner.
Thanks so much for watching.